The world is changed. I feel it in the water. I feel it in the earth. I smell it in the air. Much that once was is lost, for none now live who remember it.
Hello Internet! Welcome to my top 10 reasons why The Lord of the Rings is awesome video. Making this in response to the Geeks Under Grace Gamers page contest. Keep up the good work, guys. Your posts are awesome. Always enjoy reading them. A couple things before we get started. This list is going to be a little more towards the movies than the books. Just because I haven't read all the books, but I have seen all the movies and I love them to death. But there will be some things that are relevant in both the movies and the books. So, just thought you guys should know. So without further ado, let's jump on in. Aragorn's speech from Return of the King. Man, if this doesn't pump you up, I don't know what will. I mean, he starts by lobbing off this dude's head, right? Which shocks everyone, because the dude's coming out basically saying, oh yeah, you guys are screwed. I mean, we've got Sauron's army back behind here, you guys don't stand a chance. And Aragorn's like, nuh-uh, not gonna take that. Chops off the dude's head, and then goes on to give what is probably one of the best pre-battle speeches of any movie out there. I mean, just look at this. Coming out of the gate, he's just like, no, not gonna take that. Listen up. I mean, just listen to this.
Hold your ground! Sons of Gondor! Of Rohan! My brothers! I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me. A day may come when the courage of men fails, when we forsake our friends and break all bonds of fellowship. But it is not this day. An hour of wolves and shattered shields when the age of men comes crashing down. But it is not this day. This day we fight. By all that you hold dear on this good earth, I bid you stand, men of the West!
Pretty flippin' awesome.
The ring cannot be destroyed, Gimli, son of Gloin, by any craft that we here possess.
Hugo Weaving as Elrond. Can you think of a better casting choice than this? This guy is a nerd legend. And we're talking V for Vendetta, Transformers, The Matrix. This guy's done it all. And he's in Lord of the Rings, which is like one of the series, you know. I mean, people think, what are the greatest movie series of all time? They think Star Wars, Jurassic Park, and Lord of the Rings. And Hugo Weaving is in it, and it's just absolutely perfect.
So be it. You shall be the Fellowship of the Ring.
Right. Where are we going?
Smeagol is by far the most entertaining character on screen in these movies. Anytime he's on, if you're watching with a group of people, the room will automatically turn completely silent. You want to hear what he has to say, you want to hear his craziness. It's just so darn entertaining.
What's it doing? Stupid fat hobbit. It ruins it.
What's to ruin?
Not only do you enjoy watching him because of his complete insanity, but you sympathize with him too. You feel bad for the, well, thing, whatever he may be, former hobbit-like creature. I mean, it's sad, really, to see how he's lost his mind and is just completely at the mercy of the ring.
Even you couldn't say no to that.
Oh, yes, we could. Spoil nice fish. Give it to us raw and wriggling.
That being said, he is still pretty flippin' creepy. So I know this category is a bit broad, but the overall visuals in the Lord of the Rings trilogy are absolutely impressive, and they're one of my favorite parts about the film. I think the reason for this is it captures the perfect balance between using CGI effects and green screens, and with using makeup, animatronics, puppetry, that sort of stuff. And when you get that balance between those two, you get a more believable universe, and I think that's what they really accomplished with the original trilogy. The Hobbit prequels use a lot more green screen and such, and it makes it a little less believable. Like, eventually you pick up on, okay, well, that's just a backdrop, that's not real. But in the original Lord of the Rings, it was easier to overlook that stuff because there was that balance. And I think that's just one of the overall reasons why the original Lord of the Rings trilogy is so impressive to watch. Yes, sir.
Sauron has regained much of his former strength. He cannot yet take physical form, but his spirit has lost none of its potency.
So in case you weren't aware, Sir Christopher Lee is a bit of a badass. I mean, the dude fought Nazis in World War II. He's been a Bond villain, a Star Wars villain, and of course, Saruman in Lord of the Rings. Oh yeah, and he was also Willy Wonka's dad. Huh. Anyways, Lee's performance in these movies is absolutely outstanding. He's just perfect to play a villain. You know, he's got that booming voice and that intimidating glare. You fear him, but you also respect him out of that fear because you know that he could probably kill you just by looking at you.
Its victory is at hand! This night, the land will be stained with the blood of Rohan! March to Helm's Deep! Leave none alive! To war!
Chalk another one up for the casting crew.
There will be no dawn for men.
There's an elite rank of music composers, the ones that are responsible for sending shivers down your spine, or for getting your heart racing in an exciting moment. They include the likes of Hans Zimmer, Danny Elfman, Marty O'Donnell, and of course, John Williams. I dare say that Howard Shore is among these individuals who can melt your pants off your face with the greatest music you've ever heard in your life. Yes, it does make sense. Kind of. In all seriousness, though, the music for The Lord of the Rings really is outstanding. I mean, it's probably some of the most recognizable, majestic movie music there is out there. I mean, just listen to this.
There's plenty for the both of us. May the best one win.
I mean, the music just fits the scene so well. It's almost like there's something magical about it.
Wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
So call me lazy, but I think this next one's gonna speak for itself.
I am servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Arnor. The dark fire will not avail you, flame of Udun! Go back to the shadow. You shall not pass!
I mean, does anything else really need to be said at this point?
Fly, you fools!
Oh yeah. It's my bad. Don't get over it. He'll be back in the next movie. So one of the things that makes The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and all the other works of Tolkien stand out is that nothing like it had ever been done before. You know, before this, fantasy was Little Red Riding Hood, fantasy was Cinderella, it was Snow White. Now all of a sudden we've got, instead of Big Bad Wolf, we've got Sauron, you know, and instead of elves being little impish creatures that made shoes, they have bows and they're majestic and they're full-size people who can kill orcs. You know, it just changed the way fantasy was looked at, and I think it changed the way storytelling was looked at too. Which kind of leads me to my next point, which is... Oh, right. Continuity. You gotta have it. Well, anyways, another reason as to why The Lord of the Rings is awesome is how it has inspired other great works in the high fantasy genre. Dungeons & Dragons pretty much based its world around what Tolkien had created, and this led to countless books, TV shows, movies, and games of all kind to be conjured up by others who possess that same sense of imagination that Tolkien had. This just goes to show that having a little bit of creativity can go a long way. We salute you, sir. We salute you. Well, here it is. The epic conclusion to the video. The #1 reason as to why The Lord of the Rings is awesome. Wasn't it obvious? It's because we make it awesome. No, I'm not trying to brag up the fan base. Well, okay, maybe I am a little, but I'm not being arrogant about it. What I'm getting at is all the movies and books about Middle-earth bring us together. Like other great forms of media, it grants us as a people some common ground. It has the ability to give two strangers something to not only talk about, but geek out about together. That's actually a pretty powerful thing. I know it's kind of a cheesy feel-good #1 spot, but you can't deny that it's the truth. There's no doubt about it. The Lord of the Rings is awesome, and it will continue to be awesome for generations to come.
You have my sword. And you have my bow. And my axe.
Oh, hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you like what you saw, hit the like button. If you want to see some of the stuff I'm going to come out with in the future, you may want to consider hitting that subscribe button. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing yet with this channel. I know I want to do some more geeky things, some gaming stuff, things along that line. So if you're interested in that stuff, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see where things go from there. Also, might be a good idea to comment what you liked about this video, what you might want to see for future videos. Tell me what your favorite things about Lord of the Rings is, or tell me anything about your favorite fandoms, or whatever. Just comment. I'm willing to listen. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and God bless.